Hello everybody and welcome to another Money Act video. Today we're going to talk about the sustainability of the current money system and why it is actually something that's completely impossible to sustain over time. And the real root of the problem is this. And not the $100 bill, but just the dollar bill in existence at all. And it's a pretty easy explanation actually, and we're going to look at this explanation visually and on a movie that's out there. And then I'll link in the description to that movie so that you can watch it for yourself. So how money is actually manufactured into existence is through your regular bank. If you need a loan, you need a $100 loan, let's say. We're going to go with $100. You need this $100 loan. Well, then you borrow that loan and they create this $100 out of thin air and give you this $100. So now you have freshly new minted money, which is usually just ones and zeros in your bank account, and now you can go spend that because maybe you borrowed to buy a house, maybe you borrowed to buy a car, you borrowed money for something, but we're going to make it simple with this $100 bill. So they create this out of thin air. You then go spend it, but now you owe it back. You now have to give this back so that it can disappear. So you start making payments, but you owe interest on this payment. Well, how do you, if you've paid it back, where does that money come from? Well, let's say you've paid it back and the interest you owe is $5. Well, where does this $5 come into existence? Somehow it has to be loaned into existence. That's how the money system is. The only way that a dollar can be created is loaned into existence. We're going to take a look at a little animation that makes this a little bit clearer. I just wanted to kind of do it visually just to kind of show you with one person. It's literally impossible to make the system work, and that's why you constantly see the government borrowing more and more and more, even though right now the Federal Reserve is destroying dollars and they're increasing interest rates, but increasing the interest rates makes the problem worse because as they destroy more dollars, when you pay this back and it goes to nothing, it just gets destroyed. It's manufactured out of thin air and it's destroyed once it's paid back. That interest now exists, but there's nothing to pay that. So you need to borrow into existence more money to create that. You can't polish turd, you need to throw the turd away. There's the turd right there. All right, let's take a look.
If you borrow the very first dollar into existence, and that's the only dollar that exists on the planet, but you promise to pay it back plus another dollar's worth of interest, where do you get the second dollar to pay the interest? The answer is that you have to borrow that one into existence and promise to pay it back with interest as well. So now there are $2 in existence, but you owe $4, and so on and so on. The result is there's never enough currency to pay the debt. There is always more debt in the system than there is currency in existence to pay the debt. Therefore, the whole system is impossible. It is finite. It will come to an end one day. Whether you're making a payment on a loan or paying tax to make a payment on a bond, the portion of the payment that goes to pay off the principal extinguishes that portion of the debt. But the debt also extinguishes the currency. Currency and debt are like matter and antimatter. When they meet, they annihilate each other. If we just pay off the principal only on all the loans and bonds that exist, the entire currency supply just vanishes. So if we don't go deeper into debt every year, look what happens.
And that's not just the US dollar. It's every single currency that is in existence today across the world. We live in the first time in history, world history, where every single currency in the world is a fiat system where it's printed out of nothing, manufactured out of thin air. And this is the United States started this in 1971, and then slowly governments around the world had to adopt this system to keep up with creating debt out of nothing, because if you didn't, it was very deflationary for your society. The United States is paying, this year is the first time it's gone over $1 trillion just in interest payments. So we need to borrow $1 trillion every year to pay that interest. So it's just compounding and compounding. It can't go on forever, obviously. They're going to keep it going as long as they can. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and the links to these videos are in the description. Thanks.